Lead Pedal Podcast with your host, Bruce Outridge, where he talks all things trucking. Now let's get rolling.
Hey everybody, how we doing today? Welcome to episode number 1,000. That's right, we've hit 1,000 episodes of our podcast, and we are super excited. You probably started hearing about it. We announced it back at Expo Cam in the CAT booth. Thank you, CAT, for being part of that. And then we have been announcing it. We did our radio show about it, and now we are announcing it here. And in case you missed it, we're going to recap a whole bunch of stuff for you there. We're going to start off with the radio show. We got a whole bunch of stuff coming up. And as you know, our radio station has changed, so I want to make sure you know about that. We are now on Mixcloud.com. And I'm going to tell you all about it right after this. So stay tuned. All right, so let's get started with some of the changes we have coming up for the radio station. As you know, we have moved platforms as of basically mid-May is when we kind of did the switch. It was a weird time, and it was more to do with billing of the platforms than anything else. So the official switch is done now. So as of June 1st, for sure, we have changed over to Mixcloud.com. So you go to Mixcloud.com/leadpedalradio and you will see it there. Now we don't have a whole lot. We're just we're basically starting over. So our radio station was running at about 3,000 people, 3,000 listeners per month. And we're down to, well, we've got more listeners than that, but as far as followers, we're down to 23. So we really need your help. Here's what I need you to do. I need you to go to Mixcloud.com, and you can either, you can download a free app. And I got, why do we change? A lot of people are going, why did you change? Well, here's the reason. First of all, we did some polls. We asked our audience, what do you want? The whole idea for starting the radio station was to be live, and we had kind of stopped being live. It got so busy scheduling and getting other people's programs on and all that back end stuff that didn't actually have time to go live. And all we were doing is putting up pre-recorded playlists with the odd live show. And so what we've done is we asked everybody on a poll, especially in our fan club members, and we said, what do you guys want? Do you want to hear the cool trucking music? What's your priority? Do you want to hear live shows? Do you want to, everything came back live, like by 70% live. So, okay. So we still are going to play the best trucking music going, because that is what the show is. That's what our platform is built on. So we will be doing that, and we're about the only station doing that, just so you know. Yeah, you'll hear some on Sirius XM and stuff like that, but we're going to be playing a lot of the stuff that they don't play, like the Tony Justices of the world, the GM Blacktop, the Mike Murchisons, the Jamie Taylors, the Joe Clearys, those ones that are really trucking to the core. Those are who we're going to be focusing on, and we'll be playing Willie Nelson. Trust me, we love Willie. We've got our list. So just to know, if you go to Lead Pedal Radio right now, you can see the shows. The cool thing is, so the other thing people were asking is, how can I listen to that show again? And the way it worked before is when you put up a playlist on a radio station, basically they just put up the top 40 songs or whatever, and it just replays it can either replay in a random order or a specific order depending on the producer and what they've done. So people going, well, we're not really listening to that, because people, even myself, I go in the car, I listen to local radio. My wife loves Sirius XM, so there's lots of people who love what they do, but it's the live. They want the connection with the people, and that's what we started it for. And so the cool thing is that with this Mixcloud platform, it allows us to go live whenever we want, and we go live, and it actually is video and audio, which is very cool. Once the show is over, the live show is over, the audio stays there, and now you can replay it at any time. And I gotta say, it's really good quality. I'm really enjoying it. You can follow other people. There's millions of people on there that are other DJs, so you can follow whatever genres you want. You'll get notified every time we go live, so you don't have to be sitting there wondering about the app. It'll just go live right away. You'll get a notification. So, and we have them in playlists. So if you want to hear all the LPR lives, you can go back there and listen to just the LPR lives. We've got people who only come to our Tropical Days show on Sundays. They can listen to the Tropical Days shows. We have our Lead Pedal Radio, which is our Friday shows. We have In the Studio shows, which are with musicians like GM Blacktop and Tony Justice and stuff. Those come out on Tuesday. So here's our schedule, in case you're wondering. We still have our trivia nights. So if you're wondering on our schedule, here it is. Monday nights at 7 is the trivia night. Okay. Tuesdays at noon is In the Studio. And now the In the Studio is not live. They are recorded and then uploaded, but they're uploaded every Tuesday at noon, different artist. And then Wednesdays, we have LPR live, for the most part live. The odd show is pre-recorded ahead of time if I know I'm going to be traveling or something like that. And a lot of those are going to be done on location at our sponsors' places, if you will. Some of them are a part of our tour. On let's see, on Fridays we have our Lead Pedal Radio show, which starts at noon, and then usually sometimes that's a fan club draw, sometimes it's just a certain type of music, sometimes it's a mix of everything, sometimes it's an on-location show, so that one kind of changes as it wants. And then Sundays, every other Sunday, we do our Tropical Days show. So the days we're not there, hey, listen to a repeat. That's the easiest way to do that. But the best thing to do is follow us, and that way you'll get notified whenever we go live. And you'll be able to see us, you'll be able to converse with us while we're live. There's a chat box there as well, and we can converse that way. We'll still do our trivia nights on Facebook as well, because that's our most popular for the trivia. And the rest of them will be on Mixcloud. Now, I am trying to still go live on Instagram and TikTok and all of those kind of things as well still, but Mixcloud's going to be our main thing. So if you have not gone to our news station, checked out the news station, go check out the shows. Now, there's only going to be our shows on there, which really helps as far as scheduling. So feel free to follow those other people. I know Roland Skinner, who had Jig's Dinner Show on ours, I think he set up his own platform there. I know a couple of the other ones. Some have gone to SoundCloud. I don't know where they are. Anyway, feel free to follow other people. Feel free to follow us. We would love to have you. And again, this is the entertainment and live side of Lead Pedal Podcast. So that's why we're doing it. We're just we're trying to get back to our roots. We've pared everything down. Now it is saving us some money, so there's a little benefits to us behind the scenes as far as being able to save some money from some of these platforms, and that's going to be cool as well. So So that's just to let you know about the radio. So go over to mixcloud.com and follow us. Now, another change that's going to be happening, and this is with our newsletter. The newsletter is still going to come out at the beginning of the month like it always has, but here's the big thing. But we've changed platforms on that as well. So you may see it coming. You'll still see it coming from the same email. You may see it coming from a different platform. We've changed over to MailChimp. So that's going to be our platform going forward. Again, a lot of that is just cost savings and still being able to give you the same dynamic. So that's really not changed for you, as far as in case you see the name at the bottom is different than what I was sending you before, just because we changed platforms, just letting you know about that. All right. So, hey, when we come back, we're going to get into our Lead Pedal 1000. And this one here, I'm going to add in from our live show that we did, where we've gone through what got us from 0 to 1,000 and some of the fun in between. So you might want to make sure you follow that, and that'll be happening right after this. Hey folks, are you an owner-operator looking for a place to call home? Well, Rims Transport is based out of Hamilton, Ontario. And that's right, they are a place for owner-operator fleet only. They run flatbed out of Hamilton, and they don't run much more than 500 to 700 mile radius. So if you're looking for a place that you can get back home on a regular basis, you can get good miles, they have a great culture for owner-operators, and they want you to succeed, then Rims Transport's the place to do that. Where can you learn more? Go to rimstransport.com. Make sure you tell them that the Let Pedal podcast sent you, and we want you to be successful. We know them personally over there, and we know they can take good care of you. You got open board, you've got tandem US, you've got multi-axle US, you've got city, you got all kinds of positions available there, all owner-operator fleet. So if you want to be successful for 2023 and beyond, then get on with Rims Transport and tell them we sent you. All right, everybody, talk to you later. Go to rimstransport.com. We are starting our show, and we got Smoking 389 on. Says, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, hold on. We got to bring this down. You don't even know who that is. You're too young to know who that is. That's David Frizzell. Do you know who David Frizzell is?
No, I don't.
Smoking 389, thanks for being on, man. Where are you? I'm just starting my show. Where are you located? Where are you doing?
I'm in Kincardine, Ontario, just chilling on the beach for a little bit until...
Some people have it made. They can just chill on the beach while the rest of us are working hard. Okay, yeah, maybe I'm not working really hard.
Yeah, well, it's a PD day. It's a PD day for me, so it's a PD day. So everyone at my school is taking the day off. So while the teachers are getting ready to go to work, I was just hoping my buddies who own semis would hopefully give me a ride, but they're a little busy today. So
how come you, oh, hold on. Don't let me lose you there. I'm just waving at people as I see their name. How come you're called Smoking 389? I don't know. Peterbilt?
I wish I did. I don't know. I just decided to call myself that. I renamed my account Smoking 389 or Smoking 359 because my dream truck was a Peterbilt 379 until someone took that username, so I decided to go with Smoking 389 because I'm debating on buying a 389 or a 379.
Well, the 589's out now, right?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of that. It's like a mix of the highway model of the Peterbilt, and then just put a 389 hood on it.
All right, so if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I am 15 right now, but I'm turning 16 on Monday.
Okay, and you want to buy a 389 on Tuesday? Well, happy birthday, man! That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for doing our putting the cab over our 1981 cab over on the future truck of the week, by the way.
Yeah. Okay, is that the orange one? I'm trying to remember which one it was.
No, it's the one with the spread axle reefer.
Oh, okay. Is that your dad?
No, that's my friend.
Okay, cool.
Who drives it? His father-in-law drives it, and I told him the truck that we were entering it in was on your intro, and he said, "Yeah, we should definitely meet up with you sometime." And then yeah, we're just waiting for the next 509 Loud and Proud, and hopefully I'll be there with a couple of buddies of mine because we're definitely going to enter the cab over in.
Okay, well, I won't be at 519 this year, not because I don't want to be. It's one of the best shows in Ontario. Unfortunately, I'm going to be in Windsor. I had a wedding that day, and then I'm going down to the Iowa 80 show. So I'm not going to be there. I am going to be at the Great Canadian Truck Show, but Jay and his team will take really good care of you. That is a good show. Please go in it because it is one of the best shows going around Ontario. I love that show. I don't want to miss it. I'm told by family I have to miss it.
Yeah, I'm hoping to enter in with a different truck than our cab over, which we call Class Pays.
Right.
But we're hopefully I can convince my other friend who owns a 2002 W900L.
Yeah.
We're thinking about doing stuff to it. We're just having matte black and stuff like that. We put higher stacks on it. But our big plan is to stretch it out a little bit, or probably just give it a color, a different color than black, because we wanted to stand up, but we are debating on what color, because we don't want to go with every other truck that goes with blue or black or green. We wanted a good color combination. So we're thinking about purple or something.
Okay, well, I can tell you what, any color goes good with chrome. Any color.
Yeah.
You pick a color, and as long as you chrome it out, it's going to look awesome. So that's cool. Okay, so I assume you're going to be a truck driver since you seem so passionate about trucks at the age of 15.
Yeah, I am. I nagged I nagged the crap out of my parents to ask me to take me to the 5 and 9, and ever since I was young, I loved like big trucks. Like my friend had my dad's sister's friend had a international HX series.
Okay.
And then I hopped in it, and it was really cool. And then I just love trucks ever since. I have like trucking merch and stuff like that, and hopefully one day. I don't know what to haul, but I'm kind of into the cattle hauling business, so I was hoping to get some livestock hauling in from Alberta and back.
So you should go work on a farm, then you meet all the drivers coming in, and I was like, you get a job there. Or you can just go to Burnlaw. Sorry, there's some
Burnlaw livestock. I talked to some of the owner-operators online and stuff like that, and I sometimes see them on the road. But yeah, it's either I want to haul livestock or like freight or heavy hauling.
Okay. Well, just get into it. Tell your friends. We need a ton of people in trucking. So tell your friends to get into this. All right. We need a bunch of you guys with their real passionate and cool trucks and get out there and do your thing. You can make a lot of money. You know that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. All my other friends are thinking like just truckers just sit on their butt all day and just drive. But what I see is like people going to see the world instead of like staying in your room playing video games.
I like you already. Take your friends to a truck show. Take your friends to the 519 truck show. You get them out there, let them meet the truck drivers and let them see the trucks, and they'll change their mind on that. Hey, thanks for being on today, man. It was cool to just have you on. I just went on. I'm actually starting my radio show, so you can go over to mixcloud.com if you go there, and you can watch me do the rest of the show because I'm going to play some music and stuff. But we hit 1,000 episodes. You know what? Our trucking podcast. We hit 1,000 episodes on Monday. Will be 1,000. So we are celebrating. So I want you to do. Take a picture. You can put anything on it. Just put it's got to have the thing 1,000 on there. You can write it in pencil if you want and hold it up, take a picture and send it to me. Okay. I want you to be part of the group. We're going to have stuff going on. Thanks for being on, man. It's good to enjoy Kincardine up there in the sunshine.
All right. I got to get going, but it was really nice talking to you.
All right, buddy. You take care of yourself. Keep trucking.
Yep. You too.
Okay. All right. I don't know if I've got I don't know if I've lost everybody else. Okay, so I've got let's see, who do I got here? I got Smoking 389, who's just on. Dylan Noop's on. B. Linden 8 is on. Lucas Watson's on. Logan Talbot is on. Pimp Mansory, not even sure how to do that. Tavins Rollins is on, and Dean Assel's on. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate you being on. We are going to go on with the show, so head over to mixcloud.com, Lead Pedal Radio. I'll put it on the thing. I'll share this, put it up, and we're just starting the show. We're going to do the rest of the show over there where we can play some music, and there's video, and you can watch me do the whole thing, and we're going to go through and see how we went from 0 to 1,000. Anyway, thank you to all of you for being supporters, whether you're a listener, you're just following on social, you've been a guest. We really appreciate you getting us to 1,000 episodes. As you know, that is a major milestone for any podcast, and we've been doing it since 2015. I'm going to be talking about our Lead Pedal 1000 tour. That we're going to be talking about that on the show and everything. So head over to mixcloud.com/leadpedalradio. I'm going to sign off of Instagram here because I'm going to pop over to our TikTok account, but we'll see you guys in a minute. Thanks very much for joining us, and so anyway, we are hitting 1,000 episodes on Monday, and so we wanted to do some celebration here and talk about this, and I thought I would just play you. I didn't know what I was doing. When we started this, I had no idea what I was doing. I had a microphone and that was it. And here's a listen to our first episode on the podcast, what it sounded like.
Welcome to the Lead Pedal Podcast with your host, Bruce Outridge. Bruce is so worried about being late, he's been known to leave the night before for a morning meeting. You can catch him in his car.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Lead Pedal Podcast. This is your host, Bruce Outridge. Great to be on air with you today. Welcome to this brand new podcast. Hey, what can I say? It's brand new. We're so excited. We just can't get over it. We hope that it's going to be a help to you guys. This is going to be an amazing podcast. We're really looking forward to it. Where is it going? Who's it for? Well, I'll tell you what. It's for anybody. It's really for anybody. It really is. But of course, we're going to be focused on the transportation industry. We always have. That's where our expertise lies. But we certainly are welcoming anybody. It doesn't matter if you're a current driver or if you're an old driver, or if you're a new driver. Maybe you don't even have your license. You're just looking at this thing. Maybe you're in recruiting or safety or you're doing something else within the industry. Hey, this isn't just for drivers. It's for anybody. The basics of this thing is that we're just here to make your life better. That's what we're trying to do. There you go. We're trying to make your life better. And that is actually what we were trying to do by doing this show. And as you know, we are all business and careers. So that was my very first. Anybody that starts a podcast, they all start like that, right? You can tell how. It's like breathe. You don't have to sound like a newscaster. So that was me. My very first episode, 00000, which is introduction to the podcast. My first guest was Vicky DeVos. And Vicky DeVos, Vicky was our number 3. Now, I'm not sure what happened to episode number 2. I was cleaning up, and I got a feeling I've cleaned it up, and I deleted it accidentally because I had some that they weren't like full episodes. There was a bunch of musicians, which are still there, so I'm not sure what I did with those. But that might have been a bonus episode through a sponsor or something. No, I didn't. I didn't have sponsors back then. That's right. I did this for 2 years before I had any sponsors. So Vicky DeVos, and Vicky at the time was well, she still is. She has Fleet Tax Services, which helps owner-operators who want to be truly independent do their thing. And that was the first thing that we had on there. And I'm just trying to, things have changed there for sure. So, you know what? We started, as we were going down the road, we started wanting to play music. And I always love music. You guys know that. That's one of the reasons we started Lead Pedal Radio. But you weren't allowed to use popular music, and you still aren't in podcasts because of all the licensing. So I started using music from my friends. So people who were, they had albums out, but they weren't kind of like Garth Brooks level, right? So that's what, and the first song that I started, because the first person I had on my other podcast, I had another podcast going at the time called the Cashing In on Creativity podcast. And that podcast, my very first interview was with friend Thomas Wade. Now, Thomas Wade used to be Thomas Wade and what was their name before? Thomas Wade and Wayward. So they were friends of mine, known Thomas for decades. Back then, he was the lead singer for a group that we used to hang around with when I was in my 20s. I was friends with the other band members through brothers and sisters in high school and all of that kind of stuff. So we used to follow this band around. They were called Wayward at the time. Really good, played all their top country hits, that kind of stuff. I was just trucking back then. That was early in my trucking career. And I remember saying that if they ever got good enough for a bus, I was supposed to drive the bus, but they never got there. Then Thomas Wade came in as the lead singer. We met Thomas, got to know him, and then the group disbanded. They got up to Juno Award winners, so they were pretty good. Then they disbanded and decided to not pursue music. They went in a couple different ways, which I'll talk about here in a bit. But Thomas decided to go for a solo career, and they put out videos and everything. It was pretty good. And the first song was off his album, which was my favorite off his first album, and this is called 0 to 60. And I love this. And it's not a trucking song necessarily, but it's just about a good driving song. And I've always loved this one by Thomas. In fact, it almost got me a speeding ticket one time trying to do that. So while we do that, I'm going to tell you about what happened when we got to episode 100 after this. But here we go with a little Thomas Wade, and this is 0 to 60. Love this one.
My favorite station.
I love you guys.
Turn your radios up.
You're listening to Lead Pedal Radio. Music for people behind the wheel.
Want to see some more of us? Head over and meet us on Instagram.
All right, we got a whole bunch of people just joined. I just jumped onto TikTok here. We got, holy smokes, it's just going. I see Ryan Cross, I see Slav, I see OGs, I see a user number. Sebastian's joined us, Kang's joined us, Zip Ripper's joined us, Jonah, Vika Cogna has joined us, Not Dad, hi, Not Dad, Fred Casey's joined us, Lyle Olson, Nancy Olson, Cedric Foitier, what am I doing? Not Dad said, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm doing my radio show here right now, and we are broadcasting live. We are on Mixcloud. If you want to hear the whole show, we're on Mixcloud.com. And what we're doing is we're talking about how we reached to 1,000. That's right. If you're late joining the show, we are going to 1,000 episodes on our podcast on Monday, and we are celebrating it here today. We're doing a live show to talk about how we got from 0 to 1,000, or in that case, 0 to 60 with our friend Mr. Thomas Wade. So it's really cool. Thank you very much for joining us. I can't keep up with everybody. I'm an old guy. I can't keep up with everybody going through on the scrolls here, but thank you to all of you that are joining us on the TikTok side here. I really appreciate it. So we were just getting into our things. We were up to my first guest was Vicky DeVos. I was talking about that, and I was just going to talk about episode 100. That's right, episode 100. We almost canceled the show. A year in. I was told back in 2015 by other gurus that you have to do a daily show. So I started out with a daily show and almost killed myself. And we got to episode 100. And if you go back to that episode, I'm going to see if I can play it here for you a little bit. If you go back to that episode, you'll see that I almost decided to quit. In fact, it's funny because we, and I'm trying to find it here. Come on, episode 100. You can join me. So we were trying to keep up with everybody else, couldn't do it, and we decided that we were going to now go and cancel the show. We weren't getting all the stuff that they said you were supposed to get, and so we decided to try it. Now, what happened is at episode 100, I said I'm going to stop. The problem is that I was still creating content, and so episode 101, you see me come back and go, hey, we're back. So I turned it into a music episode and talked a lot about the bands that I'd had on, because we had started the podcast with a tune of the week. And thank you to everybody that's joining us. Holy smokes, it's just lighting on fire here on, I don't even know how I've got, I don't know. Anybody that's joining us, thank you. On TikTok, holy smoke. We're on Mixcloud.com, so this is Lead Pedal Radio you're listening to. And we had gotten to episode 100, decided to cancel it. Episode 101, we decided to come back, and we decided we're just going to do kind of a show a week. And we're going to build it from there. So that was back in 2015. And one of our first songs, once we got to 200, we were kind of in our stride. Today, our podcast is a daily show, our Lead Pedal Radio. This is our Friday Lead Pedal Radio show that you're listening to. And we just played Thomas Wade 0 to 60. And the next one I want to play, episode 200, I got a new co-host. That's right, Mr. Chris Harris joined me on the show. Now, Chris, you probably know him as Safety Dog. He joined the show and he was talking about CVORs and safety in the trucking industry. As you know, we're a trucking podcast. And that lasted for a while. Scheduling became the biggest thing. Chris went on to some other areas. He's got his own show now. Check out the trucking insurance. What was it called? Risk, Safety, and Trucking Insurance podcast, something like that. So that's what's going on episode 200. And then our friends from Tropical Days gave us this song, Dos Cervezas Por Favor. If you've ever been to Mexico and you tried to order a drink, you'll understand how this works. So I got all kinds of people joined us here. Thank you very much. It said to swipe right to see comments. I don't see any comments. I see a lot of people join. One says, welcome to TikTok Live. Have fun interacting with your viewers in real time. Host must be 18. I think I'm 18 or over. I am way over. Way over. I'm so over 18. Just keep counting. Anyway, I just wanted to jump on to TikTok to say hello to everybody and let you know that we are hitting 1,000 episodes. And here's what we want you to do. If you want to listen to the rest of the show on Lead Pedal, on Mixcloud, go to mixcloud.com/Lead Pedal Radio. if you want to listen to the rest of the show. But what we're trying to do, we're celebrating 1,000 episodes from now, June 1st, all the way to November 1st. And we want people, if you've listened to the show, if you've been on our podcast, if you enjoy it, if you're a fan club member, a sponsor, whatever you are, we want you to either take a picture. You can make a sign if you want saying 1,000. Do whatever you want. You can make a video if you want and send it to us. We're trying to group it all. Our goal is to get 1,000 pictures with people that have 1,000, the number 1,000 in them. It could be something, you can go to our fan club page if you want on Facebook, and you can download an 1,000 logo if you want and use that, or you can just write it on a piece of paper and put 1,000. Or you can send a message 1,000. That's what we're trying to do from June 1st. If you want to go on the rest of the show, I'm going to sign off of TikTok here, but on the rest of our show, you can have, we'll be talking about our Lead Pedal 1000 tour, which is starting. It started last weekend. Next stop is June 7th in Belleville, Ontario. You can join us there. A bunch of swag and stuff we're going to do from there. So, all right, so let's go out with our little, so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to play Tropical Days, Dos Cervezas Por Favor. When we come back, I'll talk about episode 300 and how we got to there. I'm going to sign off of TikTok. Thanks for joining us, everybody, on there. Again, the leadpedalpodcast.com, leadpedalradio.com if you want to go and click there. Players are there, or you can go on Mixcloud is where we are. We don't have our app anymore because Mixcloud has its own app, so get it there. And we'll see you on the other side, all right, my friends? Thanks very much for joining us. And here's a little Dos Cervezas Por Favor. If you ever wanted to order a drink in Mexico, this is how you do it. Thanks, everybody. I'm signing off of TikTok. Have a good one, okay?
You never know what's going to happen next.
They always are coming up with new stuff, new twists.
The craziest stuff happens on that show.
It keeps me laughing.
You're listening to Lead Pedal Radio, music for people behind the wheel.
All right, so we got to episode number 200. We had a new co-host there. We tried that. Tried a couple times to have co-hosts over the years. Episode 200. That was Tropical Day Show, Dos Cervezas Por Favor. I just played there. And we were just on our TikTok account. Had 290 people show up there in like 2 seconds. That's the way to do it. Anyway, we were there. When we got to episode 300 is when we really started building, covering shows. We had changed our brand by then. We decided to update our logo and all of that kind of stuff. And that was the beginning of 2019, and we started focusing on shows. We wanted to be more than just a podcast, everybody. And so we started going to some conferences. We brought on sponsors at that point, and we decided to really have. We brought on sponsors probably about 2017 is when we first brought sponsors on. And a big thank you to all of us. Over the years, we've had, I hope I don't miss somebody, but we've had RS2000. We've got, today's sponsors are Driver Check, Ontario Truck Driving School, Driver Verified, Chrome Supply Warehouse, Rosedale, Bison, Rims Transport, CAT Transport, RS2000 Tax. Over the years, we've had everything from technology apps to carriers. But these ones here, I got to say, RS2000 Tax, CAT Rims, Bison, Rosedale, Chrome Supply, Ontario Truck Driving School, Driver Check have all been with us since the very beginning. And we are really excited about having them continue. And hopefully we're giving good value. We really appreciate our sponsors. We try to do as much for them as we can. And we support a lot of other groups by doing that as well. We're media sponsors for another number of people. So to all of our sponsors who have been with us and helped us over the years, a big, big thank you. Really want to say that. So the way we're doing this is I'm going to all the big numbers there. So we did 0. Then we did 3, because that was our first guest. Then we did episode 100, where I almost canceled the show and got back episode number 101. We decided to restart the show. Kind of what Trucker Radio just did. 200 was basically a recap of where we got to that point, and then we brought on a new co-host, Mr. Chris Harris, Safety Dog. That lasted for a little while, and then we got to 300, and we started showcasing events, and we got into the event coverage, and that was an area that we were really good at. and that's been good for us. So we try to hit as many shows as we can, and we started doing our tune of the week. And when we do our tune of the week back then was one that was for that particular episode actually was one called Behind the Wheel. And this is by the Thompsons. Now the Thompsons wrote this, so the Thompsons have a long history with trucking. Danny Thompson, his son, was a truck driver who was killed, unfortunately, in an accident while on duty. And then he wrote this song for the Women's Trucking Federation. He's close friends with Shelley Walker, who was Shelley Juvenile Hesh at the time, also a truck driver. They wrote this song for them to showcase women behind the wheel. Excuse me. And they also are very close with the Trucking for a Cure. They've been performing there, and that's where we met them. And so that's what this one is, Behind the Wheel by the Thompsons. We'll be right back, and we'll get you to episode 400.
She said, I'm a wife, and I'm a daughter. I'm someone behind the wheel.
You never know what's going to happen next.
They always are coming up with new stuff, new twists.
The craziest stuff happens on that show.
It keeps me laughing.
You're listening to Lead Pedal Radio, music for people behind the wheel.
Did you know we're on Twitter too? Connect with us there and get involved.
All right, so we got to episode 300 there. We just played Behind the Wheel by the Thompsons, and now we're heading our way to episode 400. Now, episode 400 is when it's not when I started, but in that area is when we started getting a lot of attention, and a lot of people, we started getting people from outside looking at us and say, hey, can we be on your show? And that's when your show's starting to get some ground, is when you're starting to get a lot of people from outside saying, hey, we would like to be on your show. And we've had quite a few people, and if they fit with our show, we're happy to showcase them. Not necessarily showcase them, but talk about how we can make the industry better. And that might be through their particular product, or it might be just a conversation about things in general. And this one here was with Dr. Gina Anderson. Now, this was a great podcast episode that we had. There's where it's going. Everybody's filling things out on their forums, on their phones. So that's the conversation I was having with Dr. Gina Anderson. Now, back then, we started doing, you could even see the progression, right? If you look back at our first episodes, I didn't even have show notes. I had like 2 lines describing what it is. Then we got into show notes. We got into putting our sponsors in there as well. And it started to grow. And we were still having our tune of the week back then, even at episode 400, which is in, November 2019. We still started having our tune of the week. And our tune of the week was that one, and I started theming them. So I was trying to get the tune with what the topic was, right? So this one was on e-learning for truck drivers. So our tune of the week was We've Got a Lot to Unlearn by Thomas Wade, right? So why don't we play that one, and we come back, and I'll tell you what else went on after that. Here we go. This is off his Blue Country Soul album. You're listening to Lead Pedal Radio, and I'm your host, Bruce Elrich. Hope you're having a great day. We're celebrating 1,000 episodes. That's right. Little Thomas Wade there for you. We got a lot to unlearn.
You never know what's going to happen next.
They always are coming up with new stuff, new twists.
The craziest stuff happens on that show.
It keeps me laughing.
You're listening to Lead Pedal Radio, music for people behind the wheel.
All right, so we now come to episode 500. And of course, 500 is going to be not only because it's halfway between 0 and 1,000, but because it's when the pandemic started. That's right. Our episode 500 was working and trucking with the new normal. This came out in July 2020, so the pandemic started. How to weather the storm, and we didn't know it was going to be such a big storm, but it was on for a while. And of course, we did some music back then. Of course, trying to theme it. How do you theme it with a pandemic? Oh, well, we theme it with a pandemic when we have a cool song like Cool Change. You probably remember this one, but it was done by the Tropical Days Band, and one of my favorites. And we also had in episode, we'll get you to episode 500. When we come back, we'll talk about episode 600 and beyond here. Let's do Cool Change by our friends over at Tropical Days, shall we? There you go, Cool Change by our friends at the Tropical Days Band.
You know who it is?
My favorite station. I love you guys.
Turn your radios up.
You're listening to Lead Pedal Radio. Music for people behind the wheel.
All right, so 500 was a really big change in everybody's life, right? We had the pandemic roll in, the way trucking changed, not being allowed to use washrooms, a whole bunch of topics came up. Everybody learned how to use Zoom, and things went kind of south. At that point, it changed for us too. It was around that, in between episodes 500 and 600, that we started Lead Pedal Radio, and we stopped the Tune of the Week. So we used to have a Tune of the Week. Podcast apps were getting a little more. Podcast apps were getting a little stricter, I guess, or at least they were threatening to be stricter, to say, hey, you know what, we're going to start taking your shows down if it's got any music in it at all. So we kind of got a little scared about that, and we started, thought, okay, well, we haven't had problems to now, but we don't want to have any problems for the future. So we decided to stop the Tune of the Week, and that's when I opened up Lead Pedal Radio. Now, Lead Pedal Radio was great because nobody could go anywhere, and we, could still entertain them online. And Lead Pedal Radio really actually started out of our Facebook group. So we had a Facebook group going about a year before Lead Pedal Radio, and that Facebook wasn't a Facebook. I guess it was Facebook. It wasn't really a Facebook group. It was a Facebook page. But we started doing a Monday night show, and I was doing a Monday night show. It started out to be trucking information, kind of like what LPR Live is today. But then we switched it over to trivia because we thought Monday nights, who wants to come home and listen to more trucking information after they've been at work all day? So we switched it to trivia, and the trivia we play for charity, and it's been going great. Over the years, we've probably raised, I'm going to say, for each charity that we've got 3 or 4 charities for each charity, probably close to $400 or $500 each, so a couple $1,000s a year to help them. And we started Lead Pedal Radio, and at that point we thought, okay, our income model is more sponsors, but it also gave us a chance to help other people, and we got other shows involved, which turned out to be a bit of a nightmare. We got people on, we enjoyed having them on, but now you're dealing with other people and their schedules, and I got into scheduling, and I didn't really want that. I wanted a radio show. I didn't really want it to be one where I had to worry about everybody else, because that's what it turned into. So it was a lot of work. Once we got to episode 600 is when we started a feature called The Featured Truck. Now, it started before that, but it was kind of like a text post with a picture of the truck, and then I would just do a little blurb about it. Then we decided, hey, why not continue with audio and video? So now we do a video of the truck, we do a file of the truck on the truck, and then so episode 600 was one of our featured truck. It was from the Eagleson family. It was one of their big large Freightliners that they had, which was really cool. We also continued having some music in there until about that time. And in 700, so if you look at Driverette with their Kenworth, the pink Kenworth, it was our very first feature truck that we had. And then in 600 was the Eagleson show truck. And then 700 we featured the truck, the Essential Trailers truck from Special Olympics. Now, they had 2 songs. They have one song which was Convoy, is the one they had before, and another one called Turn and Burn. I don't know if I have Turn and Burn here. Let me see if I've got.
You know who it is?
My favorite station. I love you guys.
Turn your radios up.
You're listening to Lead Pedal Radio. Music for people behind the wheel.
More music. More fun.
All right. So that got us to episode 800. So episode 800 was specializing in trucking to create a strong income. That was episode 801. Most of the 800s and the 700s have all been recap episodes. So that's what we were talking about. So we're still, the one thing that stayed true throughout the whole thing is that we've always done business in careers. We've always talked about the driver. We've always talked about how to do that. Even if we're interviewing other people in the industry, we're doing it from an owner-operator or truck driver perspective. So that's what that's for. So 801 was specializing in trucking to create a special income. And then episode 900 was investigating funding for training. So that's what that is. So we're going to play a song. This one was by Highway Driving by our friend The Roadbirds, which was a group, a band that we did some illustration work for, and they were all truck drivers. They put a band together. They put out one album, which we were proud to be part of, but then they disbanded after that. So this is one from them. And when we come back, I'm going to tell you about Lead Pedal 1000 and how you can be involved. All right, so here we go.
You never know what's going to happen next.
They always are coming up with new stuff, new twists.
The craziest stuff happens on that show.
It keeps me laughing.
You're listening to Lead Pedal Radio, music for people behind the wheel.
All right, let's get this show closed out, shall we? You've been with me long enough if you've been with it the whole time on the radio here. So we hit 1,000 episodes. So now we've got what we call the Lead Pedal 1000, and that is a tour. So what does that mean? Well, we hit 1,000 episodes. We're celebrating that from June 1st until November 1st is when we're going to celebrate the 1,000. And the way we're going to do that is we are looking for, so how can you get involved? We are looking to get 1,000 pictures, all right, of people with the 1,000. You can write it on a piece of cardboard. You can make something. You can design a cake with 1,000. Whatever you want to do. I don't care what you want to do. Take a picture of it with you in the picture and send it to us. And we are going to be creating a whole album of this. We're going to be doing draws from the people that are active with this. So that's how you can get involved in the 1,000. Now, if you just want to come, we do have 1,000 signed. If you want to come and just take a picture with it, we're going to be on a number of things. We're calling it the Lead Pedal 1000 Tour. It started at Expo Cam May 25th. We took a bunch of pictures with friends and people we saw at Expo Cam. We're going to be at Chrome Supply Warehouse on June 7th from 12 to 4 p.m. We're going to be at the PMTC conference from June 21st to 23rd. We're going to be at Walcott, Iowa 80 show from July 13th to 15th. We're going to be at the Great Canadian Truck Show from July 22nd. On July 22nd. We're going to be at the Big Rigs St. Thomas show August 18th to 20th. We're going to be at Bison Transport at their Mississauga terminal on September 6th. We're going to be at the Truck Ride for Special Olympics September 15th and 16th. We're going to be at Appleby Street Fest on September 24th. And we are going to be having a fan club party on November 1st. It's a Wednesday. It's 5 to 9. It'll probably be more for sponsor stuff. Anybody's welcome if you're going to be in the area. Let us know. If you're a fan club member, we'd love to see you. So those are there's 10 stops there. If we can get 100 pictures, the goal is 1,000. So we can get 100 pictures at each stop. I don't know whether that's doable or not, but we're going to certainly give it a try. The other thing is that we are raising money for charity, and we are giving away $1,000 this year between Trucking for a Cure, Special Olympics, and there's been one we did already, St. Christopher's Fund. So we're trying to give away $1,000 at least to charities this year. And we're also going to be giving away some swag and taking pictures with people and carrying on. So we would like you to be part of that. Thanks for being a fan club member. We're also trying to get our fan club up to 1,000. So if you're not a fan club member yet, go to our Facebook page and join it and make it 1,000. And we are excited to be there. We want to thank everybody for their support. It's been very, very cool being part of this. And that's where you can post your picture, actually, is on our fan club page. So that's where you want to go. All right, so that is the Lead Pedal 1000. Thanks for getting us there. Thanks for your support. If you're a sponsor, we really appreciate it. If you're a fan club member, we really appreciate it. We're going to have a design come out this month in June for the Lead Pedal 1000 tour. You feel free to buy by that, take a picture with that. There you go. That's an easy way to do it. We loved that. And let's see if we can get our group up to 1,000 for up by November. All right, there's our goals. So we got goals on our money, we got goals on our fan club, we got goals on our pictures, and it's all to celebrate 1,000 episodes of the Lead Pedal Podcast. We got Lead Pedal Radio. Join us now on our new platform, mixcloud.com. And we're going to go out with, the cool thing is, now that we've got the Lead Pedal Radio, we've got a lot of new members that are now our fans and our friends. And one of them is Tony Justice. And this one here is one of my favorites from Tony because we are all brothers of the highway. Thanks, everybody, for listening to the Fan Club Show. Really appreciate it. Thanks for supporting the Lead Pedal Podcast.
You know who it is.
My favorite station. I love you guys.
Turn your radios up.
You're listening to Lead Pedal Radio. Music for people behind the wheel.
All right. So there you have it. Be part of our Lead Pedal 1000, will you? We'd love to see you there. So we've got 10 tour stops, 1,000 photos of fans, 1,000 fan club members, $1,000 to charity. And you know what? I'm going to try and give away 1,000 pieces of swag. Everything from keychains to koozies. All right, so that's what we're doing. We're going to have 1,000 pieces done by the end of the year. Some of you are getting it in draws. Some of you are going to get it by thing. But however you get it, we hope that you have a great time. And thank you again for listening. And thank you again for supporting our shows and helping us keep the trucking industry in front of the world. That's what we try to do. All right, we'll see you at the shows. We'll see you on the tour. We'll be posting all of this up on our fan club page, and you'll see it on our socials and all of that. So make sure you stay with us. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can find us on LinkedIn, and stick around for the rest of the show. If you're listening to this on the podcast, there's more information coming up. All right, my friends, talk to you later. Bye for now. Hey folks, in today's economy, it's what you keep in your pocket that's important. And that means your taxes as well. And you know what? I want to tell you about RS2000 Tax Services. They specialize in the trucking industry. That's right, whether you're an owner-operator, a carrier, a truck driver, it doesn't matter. They can help you because they understand the importance of you being on the road and the kind of things that you're going to come up against, and so they can help you. And I got to tell you, they are extremely proud of the service they provide because they provide it to most of Ontario. They're available 7 days a week, 12 months of the year. That's right. The people that are going to be dealing with you are going to be at your home, at your business, wherever you need them to come to because they understand that you're traveling. You don't have time to go and drive somewhere else on a weekend. You've only got a certain amount of time to be with your family. So they come to you. You can ask them questions anytime at 1-800-304-3986. And they operate Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Although they're consultants and accountants that deal with you, work with your schedule, so you will be available there. If you want to give them a call, again, tell them that the Lead Pedal Podcast sent you at 1-800-304-3986, or you can visit their website at rs2000tax.com. They're in Kamoka, Ontario, but they don't want you to go there. That's why they come to you. Who can find Kamoka? Anyway, we've been dealing with them for a while. They've been in business since 1994, and I can tell you, we've had them here on the podcast many times talking about their services, so you can go and listen to any of those episodes if you want to hear what they have to say. But they have been around for a long time. They specialize in trucking, and better off, they specialize. Give them a call at 1-800-304-3986 or visit them at rs2000tax.com. Make sure you tell them it's All right, so let's get into some of the guests that we've got coming up this month. All right, we got some great stuff coming up this month. We don't want you to miss it. We start off in episode number 998. We gave you some advice for new drivers and what people would tell you. It's always people are always wondering where to go. There you go. In episode 999, we showed you the JKM Heavy Toe, and that's with Chris Baker, who's a fan club member. 18 for life, him and Sherry. So check that out. It's a very, very clean Heavy Toe, and Chris does a good job with it. Then we got into June 5th. That's the episode 1000. If you're listening to it, you're listening to it today. That's episode 1000, special episode for you right there. Big thank you to everybody on that one. And episode 1001, what is an oversized load? That's one of our Turn Back Tuesdays. We'll give you a little history lesson on that. In 1002, we look back at the human trafficking. We talked to a lot of people at the trailer unveil for Ontario Truck Driving School and Women's Trucking Federation of Canada. And even though you've seen the recap already, we did not have a chance to give you all of the different interviews that we did with various people. So we're going to showcase that in episode number 1002 for you on June 7th. Hey, if you're looking for a job after leaving school for a while, that's right. You could still get back in the market. A listener asked us that question, and we're going to answer that in our Lead Pedal Q&A for you. We got a great Peterbilt from Poles, which we saw up at the 519 Loud and Proud show. There was two different Petes there. One we showcased last year. The other one we just found we hadn't showcased it yet, so we're showcasing it now for you. So that is going to be coming up on June 9th. We get into June 12th, Harbor Trucking Association. We talk with Matt Schrapp about electric trucks and what they're doing there. There's a big push on in California to go green and what it's doing to the whole infrastructure of the trucking industry in California. We'll be talking with Matt about that. What's the first trucking song you ever heard or that ever came about? I bet you we all have a couple different ones there. We'll be talking about that on our Turn Back Tuesday episode. And Zonar Systems, we're going to be talking with Fred Fakima. And Fred is with Zonar Systems. We'll be talking about what they do and how that is helping the trucking industry and why it's important. He had a wealth of knowledge in that one for sure. Are moving trucks allowed to go anywhere? Well, you know what? A listener asked us that, and we're going to show you that in our Lead Pedal Q&A because, no, they can't go everywhere. And we saw Peterbilt 589 at Expo Cam. We're going to showcase that truck for you at our featured truck on June 16th. We're going to be talking with musician and trucker GM Blacktop. GM's going to be featured with us. He's also got an interview on In the Studio. So if you want to hear his music, go check out the In the Studio session that we've got with him. It came out at the beginning of this month. Also, what's the first trucking show that came around? Well, we don't know, but we're going to find that out in our Turn Back Tuesday on episode number 1011. Hey, you know what? We were at Expo Cam, had a great time, talked to a ton of people. We were actually broadcasting from the CAT booth, and we'll be giving you a little bit of a recap on that as well. That was a lot of fun times. Changing trucks, when you're changing trucks and you're sharing trucks with another person, who cleans it? A listener asked us that. We'll be answering that question on our Lead Pedal Q&A on episode number 1013. Volvo had a great electric truck. I had a chance to have an interview with Ryan Lapointe, who's one of the people in charge of sales there, and that was at Expo Cam. We're going to showcase that truck for you. It's very interesting and eye-opening for me, for sure. Hey, you know what? Tundra products have been around for a while. You probably don't know who actually does anything with those. Well, we're going to be talking with the people over at Tundra, and also David Bullion, who does he helps us out on the podcast here with some of our editing. He's also a talented musician, and you'll be hearing part of that as well in the interview. So we'll be talking about that in episode number 1015. What was the first Convoy? Well, you know what? The song came out, and that Convoy came around at about the same time. So we'll showcase that for you in our first history lesson, or our history lesson on the Turn Back Tuesday episode of 1016. 1017, hey, we talked with a ton of people at Expo Cam. Dave McDonald and his daughter Hannah, they're really into recruiting, and we talked to them at length about the trucking industry on both sides of the border. And then we also talked with Tina over at JD Factors, and hadn't seen Tina for a while, and she was at Expo Cam, and it was great to catch up with her and find out what's going on as far as the owner-operator world for them. Is 21 too young to drive trucks? Well, you know what? That's what somebody asked, and we're going to answer that question in a Lead Pedal Q&A. And then, Peterbilt has an electric truck. I bet you didn't know that. Well, we decided to take a look at that as well. So we'll be showcasing the Peterbilt electric truck for you at the end of the month. And so that brings us to episode number 1019, which is our last episode of the month. We got lots of stuff coming up, and we know that you're going to love being around it. And we're going to share some our events coming up right after this. So stay tuned. Hey, folks. If you are a private motor truck council carrier, then you need to be at the PMTC conference. And even if you're not, you should be at the PMTC conference. That's right. So what's the PMTC, Private Motor Truck Council of Canada? They have their annual conference June 21st to 22nd to 23rd, 2023. It's in Hamilton, Ontario this year at the Hamilton Convention Center, and that's by Carmen's. You can learn all about it at pmtc.ca. Right now, they've got member pricing and non-member pricing, and I got to tell you, this year that you can stay at the Sheraton Hamilton Hotel. They've got lots of stuff coming up. We are looking forward to. We've been part of this conference for the last few years, and I got to say, it is one of the best conferences going on in our industry. So where do you learn more? At pmtc.ca. Check it out. Private Motor Truck Council of Canada. If you are a private carrier or somebody who wants to work with private carriers, you want to be in this room. They've got awards, they've got seminars, they've got a trade show, and they've got all kinds of stuff for you. So we'll see you there. We're going to be in Hamilton, and you're going to be there too, hopefully. June 21st to 23rd, 2023. Go to pmtc.ca. See you later. All right, so let's get into some of the events we got coming up. We got a whole bunch of them coming up, and PMTC that you heard about is just one of them. Well, listen, hey, you know what? If you are listening to this, you probably missed it already, but the Ontario Antique Truck Spring Show is happening on June 3rd. This one's by NCH Carriers and Cam Helts, and it's in Queensville, Ontario. That was on June 3rd. CITT Conference, June 4th to 6th, 2023. That was in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Early bird for that is April 17th. You probably missed it if you're listening to this at the time, but you can go to citt.ca conference to learn more about that. As you know, we've got our Lead Pedal 1000 tour. Expo Cam was our first date. That was May 25th, 26th. Our next one is going to be Chrome Supply Warehouse, June 7th, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. We will be there, and we're going to be broadcasting live from Chrome Supply. And of course, you've learned a lot about our lead pedal in the Lead Pedal 1000 part of our show. All right, we get into PMTC now. Their conference is in Hamilton, Ontario, June 21st to 23rd, 2023. You can learn more about that at pmtc.ca. It's almost sold out, so if you haven't got your tickets already, you're probably pushing the envelope. Trucking Network Big Rig Job Fair in Calgary was postponed, so that's no longer going on. You can find out what changes are going on at thetruckingnetworkevents.ca. The Antique Spring Show, I think that Teeswater one is no longer there. River City's not having theirs this year. Clifford Truck Show, July 1st to 3rd, 2023. You can go to GreatLakesTruckClub.com to learn about that. 519 Loud and Proud Show, that's a great show, July 7th to 9th in Mono, Ontario. Go to 519loudandproud.com. We won't be there this year, but that is a great show. It's just north of Orangeville. Urge you to get out to that one for sure. Walcott Truckers Jamboree, Walcott, Iowa, July 13th to 15th. We will be there for that one. Iowa80truckstop.com, Trucker Jamboree. Looking forward to that one. Shenandoah is going to be playing the Friday night there, so you certainly want to get out and check that out if you can. Great Canadian Truck Show is one of our tour stops as well. So is the Walcott one, by the way. That's one of our Lead Pedal 1000s. Great Canadians also Lead Pedal 1000. That's July 22nd to 23rd. And you can learn more about them on their Facebook page at Great Canadian Truck Show. That is in Grand Bend, Ontario, at the Grand Bend Motorplex. A good show, and it's certainly got a lot of action going this year. Rodeo de Camion is August 3rd to 4th, 2023. So you can go to lrodeo.com to check that out. Grey County Truck Show. This is a new truck show in Southgate, Ontario, which is kind of north of Orangeville and all of that. Check that out. It's brand new. Facebook.com/Grey Grey County Truck Show events, Great County Truck Show. So that's going to be August 11th to 13th. Then we got the Athens Truck Show, Antique Truck Club of America, August 25th to 26th in Brockville, Ontario. Go to antiquetruckclub.org. We're going to hopefully get out to that. That's the one by Charlie Tackaberry. I haven't been out to that show. Really want to get out there for sure. And then St. Thomas Big Rigs National, again, another one of our Lead Pedal 1000s. That's St. Thomas, Ontario, August 18th to 19th. We will be there for that one for sure. And that one's stracewaypark.com. So you want to check that out. And then if you're getting into Truck Driver Appreciation Week is September 5th to 10th. And we will be at Bison Transport on the 6th as one part of our Lead Pedal 1000. And so you can go and check that out there for sure. And you can actually, we'll be broadcasting live from there. So you can join us for that party as well. In the States, it's Driver Appreciation Week, September 12th to 17th. So you can check out that. And then Truck Ride Special Olympics is on September 16th. 15th, the Friday night, 15th, and that's going to be one of our Lead Pedal 1000s. And then the 16th, so you can go to truckride.ca. And we're going to be having a team in there for sure. So check that out. And then let's see, Appleby Street Fest. That's happening. We got a couple. So we got the Trucking Network Job Fair, which is happening on the Saturday, September 23rd. That's at the Pearson Convention Center, Brampton, Ontario. Go to the truckingnetworkevents.ca. On the 24th is one of our Lead Pedal 1000s. That's the Appleby Street Fest. And that's going to be in Burlington, Ontario at Appleby Line. It's a good show. It's from 12 till 5. We were there last year. We'll be broadcasting and doing music again this year. And then on the 25th is the Bridging the Barrier event, Mississauga, Ontario, September 25th to 26th for the Women's Trucking Federation of Canada. That's going to be in Mississauga, Ontario. We'll be there for that one as well. And then we get to the PMTC's having a fall golf tournament, September 26th, 2023. You can get into pmtc.ca. 10-4 DC is in September as well. They have their truck display in Fredericksburg, Virginia. 10-4dc.org is where you can find out about that. Let's see, Driver Check is having their Fitness for Duty Summit. I haven't got a date yet, but it's drivercheck.ca. Fleet Safety Council, Friday, October 27th, 2023 in Brampton, Ontario. Go to fleetsafetycouncil.com. That's going to be a good show for sure. Atlantic Truck Show, atls.ca. ISB Me, Atlantic Truck Show, I don't have a date for yet. ISB Me, Biz and Breakfast in Milton, don't have a date for yet. You can go to isbglobalservices.com. Border Town Working Truck Show and Shine, Facebook. Again, I don't have a date. And then we have ours. I'm not sure Road Today has one around October, November. No date set as of yet. But we have our Lead Pedal fan club party, which is going to be on November 1st. That's at Joe Dogs in Burlington, Ontario. It's a Wednesday night. It's going to be 5 to 9. We know not everybody will get there, but we will have Zoom capabilities. So if you're in the area, we want you to come by, and we'll be talking more about that as we get closer to it. So there you go. There's our events for the for coming up from June onwards. So, hey, make sure you check us out. A big thank you to everybody. A thank you to all of our sponsors, our listeners, our fan club members. Thank you for supporting our show. Thanks for getting us to 1,000. We hope we keep trying to evolve and make it interesting for you, and hopefully we're doing that. If there's anything you'd like to hear or like to see, please let us know. We'll do our best to get it on for you, and we wish you all the best. Thanks for being with us, and help us celebrate 1,000 for the summertime. We'll be doing this. We'll be celebrating it all the way from June until November. There you go. All right, my friends. We'll talk to you later. Be good out there. Bye for now.
This has been another episode of the Lead Pedal Podcast. For more information or to subscribe to the podcast, visit theleadpedalpodcast.com and be sure to follow the podcast on Facebook and Twitter.